So let me ask you a question. Do you typically incorporate competition into your corporate training? And if not, why not? Competition, in my opinion, is one of the easiest things to do. It can be done even without any payoff or reward, and it's a great engagement tool for students. Let me walk through some examples of some things that I've done in terms of integrating competition into my training. So I think competition is really simple to do, and when you facilitate it properly, it is really, really powerful. And I think once you get that and you understand that, you'll start doing it early and often with your students. Honestly, any activity you do can be made into a competition. I remember one time for an internal train the trainer for a new program, we took the individual slides of that new course and set up a team competition. And basically the way it worked was each member of a team would present one slide followed by the same slide presented by someone on the other team. So we broke everybody out into two teams. Then we had someone from team A present the opening slide and basically setting up the training program and kind of what their intro would look and sound like. And then we had someone from team B do the same thing with the same slide. And then myself and a couple of other colleagues who were familiar with the content and were there to help coach, we served as judges. So if you want to think of, American Idol or just kind of any of the talent shows that are on now, that was kind of the concept. We'd watch each one, have them go through, I think we did maybe just 5 slides because I think we had 5 people on each team. So we just kind of kept it simple, went through each of the 5 slides. The 3 judges, we discussed what we saw, gave feedback, constructive and critical feedback to each of the teams, had them regroup, kind of talk about anything they wanted to change, any of their approach, what they said in the intro, and then we had them do it again. Same concept, one slide from both teams, so slide 1, team A, team B, slide 2, team A, team B. And what was really cool, especially as we got into the second round, was the way they tried to one-up each other. I mean, these were peers and these are colleagues, but put them in this situation and they were genuinely competing with one another. And it was really cool to see what they did. And then we eventually judged, the finals to see who was the quote-unquote winning group, winning team. But really everybody won because they got to try and apply and get some feedback and hear from the other teams, and it worked well for everyone's sake. So we felt like that was a great way to integrate competition into something that otherwise would have been just another standard boring kind of training situation. All right, so what about rewarding your participants for competition? Okay. You can do chocolates, you can do tchotchkes, you can do whatever you guys have that you might give away at trade shows and stuff like that. But honestly, yeah, it can be simple or it can be nothing. You certainly don't have to give away high ticket items because the competition in and of itself really makes the activity move forward. It really, really does. I mean, I've had more situations than not where the competition has been for no reward whatsoever other than to say we were the winning team. We were the best. And often that's enough. That's all you need. But, even though there's, got to be a winning team, there's got to be, quote unquote, a losing team, everybody still wins. Everybody gains information. Everybody learns in the process. We're not giving out trophies to everybody just because, but there's value in the competition. There's value in winning and losing, if you want to call it losing. Everybody wins. Everybody learns something. So the point here is, if you've got some things to give away, treats, whatever, fantastic. But competition set up the right way can work fine just on its own steam. The previous competition scenario that I mentioned with the teams practicing the slides, going back and forth, that's a slideshow shootout. That's what I call it, and that's an appropriate name, I think. Role-playing scenario, if you've got a specific scenario, like maybe you're teaching people to follow a script or to book a consultation on the first phone call, and you have specific things that you want them to learn to say in response to customer objections or customer questions, then role play works tremendously well. And you set them up in pairs, you give them specific scenarios, and you can have some fun with that and see who the winning pair is. All right. The competition forces everyone to kind of up their game a bit and see who can do the best. And again, it's a setup where everybody wins. And again, with competition and with role playing, any type of role playing, any type of thing where you want people to practice or know how to do something, your training room, your training classroom is the ideal opportunity for them to practice and possibly fail in a safe environment. You don't want to teach them, give them information, and then have them fail on a real call with a real customer. So set up those scenarios in your training where they can try it, maybe screw it up, learn from their mistakes, and they're better equipped when they actually have that real call with that real customer.